Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Canal Days, what life is like in the industrial Connecticut River Valley. As always, I am your host Carrie, along with my co-host, founder of Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, Robert Cahoon. Our Canal Days series explores historic sites throughout Massachusetts with Robert's expertise of the state's history as our personal guide. Each episode, we discover another historic location or landmark, exploring the significance within. Today's episode will be exploring the Mountain Park, located in Holyoke, Massachusetts. So, reveal the early history of the mountain park for us.
It was probably started in 1894 and probably ready in that year or maybe next year after that. And when it started, it was not in Holyoke, it was in Northampton because the Smith Ferry area of Northampton did not change over to under deed to territory or land that belonged to Holyoke till 1909. So in the very beginning, it was just a park. It was an animal park, and then it had a theater area, and that was it. There were a few benches around, a big rock in the middle. Animals like deer were around. It was at the edge of the White Street Reservoir, so you could actually go down there from 1895 into the 1920s until they started planting trees in. And so it was a beautiful area. It was also an area where they built up trolley lines, and I'll explain those in the next sets. And then I'll explain what happened to it from 1929 onwards, and then I'll explain the end times of the wonderful park. But remember, it was not an amusement park in the very beginning. It was a park, and that's why they called it Mountain Park. It was on the side of a mountain, the Mount Tom Range, and people go up on a trolley and visit for the day, get away from their horrible factory jobs, if you look at it that way. Great factory jobs because they give you a lot of money, but horrible because they were very, very exhausting.
And there was a trolley line, correct? Describe what they were like within the park.
All right, the trolley line was triple, and so I'll tell you what happened. You would start down on Main Street at the trolley barn and say you wanted to get up to Mountain Park for the day. Every half hour from 6 a.m. in the morning till midnight, there would leave a trolley from Main Street going towards Mountain Park. And that trolley would continue onwards along Northampton Street until it got into East Hampton and then on to Northampton. Now, that first segment would go right into Mountain Park and then curve back outwards, so it'd skip about maybe 2 miles worth of Northampton Street because it curved upwards into the park on an old dirt road. And then it came back out on even more obscure dirt road with tracks. Now, within the park, it dropped people off for the day. And if they wanted to stay at the park, fine. They could stay for hours and hours. Now, there was another segment. And that other segment was from the station at Mount Park, where it would only bring them about a half mile upwards to the west to the base of Mount Tom, the mountain. And that segment was very important because it was the only way to get up there unless you wanted to walk the half mile. It was on a rock ledge, and so it was quite the sight. Now, once you're at the base of Mount Tom, you can get onto another trolley. It was actually a tramway, 2 tramways connected by a cable, and it was gravity and machine force to it. The two tramways were hooked to each other, and one pulled the other up as the other one was going down. Now, according to physics, a lot of friction there, so you also needed to have some electricity helping power up an electric motor to get these going up. Now, it'd bring the people that were at the park on the second segment up. You could go from the end of the second segment up the big mountain. And halfway up the mountain, you'd see the other tramway coming down. Now you're at the top. What do you look at the top? You could sightsee. You could see Holyoke, East Hampton, Springfield, and all other lands in between. Or you can go hike off into many trails that are around, and those trails still exist off of the mountain. Or you can go into the beautiful Summit House on Mount Tom. The Mount Tom Summit House had 3 additions. The first 2 burned down. The third one was taken down. But that was up there from 1895. And you had great views. Now, it was not a hotel, but people had to come down at night. But it had great views. It had an observation deck on the top, and then it had a lower deck where there was a restaurant. So you can go up to hike, eat, sightsee on the ground, or you can go up to the highest level and just sightsee around. So it was a great place to go.
And we will be right back after this quick break. Are you fascinated by history and eager to explore the hidden gems of Massachusetts? Or maybe just looking for an enjoyable cultural activity for the family? Look no further than Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, founded by Robert Kumu. With over a decade of experience, Robert offers captivating public tours and presentations of historic sites and landmarks throughout the state. Whether you're interested in canals, cemeteries, or charming old churches, Robert's tours provide a unique and enriching experience for all. And that's not all. You can also book private tours tailored to your interests, ensuring a personalized and unforgettable adventure. Perfect for families or groups of all sizes, making an exciting hands-on learning experience that brings history to life. Simply visit holyokecanaltour.org or email bobcat4214, capital B, @yahoo.com to schedule your private tour today. But wait, there's more. Don't miss out on Robert's podcast and video series, Canal Days, where you can dive even deeper into the rich history of the Connecticut River Valley. Plus, for those who may not be local or would rather enjoy on the go or from the comfort of their home, Canal Days brings the history right to your screen. So why wait? Discover the past with Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke and make memories that will last a lifetime. And remember to log on to holyokecanaltour.org. We're back with Canal Days, the Mountain Park episode. So, can you explain what pivotal transformation happened to the park in the year 1929?
It went from being a park for relaxation into being an amusement park full time. And with that change came 2 access roads for cars were put in from Northampton Street, and they would meet within a quarter or a half mile. And gone was the trolley system. But the park changed. It did before 1929 have 2 rides. One was the roller coaster and one was the merry-go-round. Those came around about in the year 1924. But 1929 changed everything. They put in a true amusement park with rides for a lot of different occasions. They would have smaller merry-go-round. They would have little sky rides. And the whole area was now one big park. And they would charge now, of course. So for the first time, you had to pay to get in. But it was great fun for all.
Elucidate what the park was like from 1952 until 1988.
Yes, so the last third, to explain, remember you've gone from park to amusement park to what? It went into an Art Deco style park. So from 1929 to 52, it was just an amusement park under Louis Pellissier. But in 1952, John Collins bought it out, and for 36 years, he had under a midway concept with Art Deco stations in front of the rides. Pastel colors were used all around, and you'd have things like cotton candy. You'd walk up and down the midway, have a scary house, have jets flying around. So everything had drastically changed. You'd have a miniature golf course. There were so many rides. And Jay Ducharme does a great job in his video and his book to explain what the location was like. So I'll leave it up to him to explain into great details what that last segment was like. So what a great change. Going from a person named William Loomis having it as a trolley park of the Holyoke Street Railway Company into the amusement park under Louis Pelletier and into the last third of his life under John Collins. And they were cut into approximately thirds. So what a drastic change, but this happened to a lot of locations too.
And thanks for tuning into Canal Days and today's episode on the Mountain Park in Holyoke, Massachusetts, and joining us on our journey through the rich history of the Connecticut River Valley. We hope you enjoyed uncovering some of the hidden gems and fascinating stories that shape our past in the state of Massachusetts. A special thanks to Robert Pomu, founder of the Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, for sharing his passion and expertise with us. Remember, you can find more information about Robert's tours, book private tours, and explore the Canal Days video and podcast series at holyokecanaltour.org. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, comment, and share, and we'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions for future episodes. Until next time, keep exploring and discovering the history that surrounds us. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to tune into our next episode of the St. Joseph's Polish National Cemetery, located in Springfield, Mass.